Welcome back, everyone. Here we are on a new Multistrada V4S. That's right. Your boy Aphrodisiac has changed out of his Panigale V2 to a Multistrada V4. And it's been 2 months. It's been 2 months of enjoyment and smiles and just, you know, when it comes to riding the bike. Okay, let's not talk about life. Oh wow, we got a lot to talk about life. I think, you know, oh, the traffic is not great. So we're currently in Singapore and we're heading, if you guys recognize this road, we're actually on AYE, heading towards the Tuas checkpoint. The weather's not fantastic, but it's also not pouring, so I appreciate that it's, you know, that I don't have to put on a raincoat, though I did wear a raincoat this morning when I had to headed out to the gym. But I was hoping the rain would completely stop and the sun would come out a little bit, but hey, a little bit of overcast is not too bad. I think I'm just gonna go through the checkpoint, make sure everything runs smoothly, and then we can make our way to our breakfast spot. Well, okay, not so much breakfast now, it's brunch. Yeah, and we're gonna just talk a little bit more about, you know, the difference between the jump between the V2 to the V4. Oh wow, I got so much to say. And just general life updates for you guys who's been watching my YouTube channel or have recently found out about my YouTube channel. And you know, and those of you based in Singapore and were so kind to just, like, you know, encourage me and just say like, hey, you know, I saw your videos, you know, say hi in real life. You know, it really gives a boost to people like myself who, you know, we have our day-to-day life, and to do content and at the same time to edit, to take time to edit, and then, you know, to push out content, it takes a lot of extra time from us to do all this extra curricular activities. So yeah, you know, when we bump into people and they say they recognize us from our videos and stuff like that, it really feels good, you know, especially being small content creators like myself, with, you know, under 1,000 subscribers on, you know, maybe overall maybe under 2,000 if I'm talking about like all my social medias. Like, I would say I mainly post my bike content on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube. Yeah, so it looks like it's gonna be at least a good 40-minute ride to us. No, actually to our breakfast spot, including the checkpoint. So I'm hoping like there's no jam. Yeah, there's no traffic jam. We're out of the Tuas checkpoint, and I don't know if you've been tracking the time there, but I remember we were on the expressway at like 11:50 earlier on, so definitely less than 6 minutes. That's insane. Yeah, I mean, I've been going in and out of mostly the Woodlands checkpoint. Oh my god, this toll is a bit bumpy. Yeah, I've been going in and out of the Johor probably about 12 years now, but I very rarely go through the Tuas side. It's only because, like, of all these like bike gatherings, Ducati gatherings and friends gatherings. It's just, I guess, a lot simpler to meet, and also like to meet. Wait, let's finish that before I digress. To meet on the Tuas side, the Gelang Patah side, because firstly, it's a lot clearer most of the time. There are more slots or more timings that are more available to go through clear at the Tuas checkpoint compared to the Woodlands one. And Woodlands one is a lot more congested. And I mean, this is probably like most of you know this already. We're gonna do a quick pit stop in Gelang Patah. And also, now that I'm on a wider motorcycle, funny story, but now that I'm on a wider motorcycle, Tuas does not have restrictions on the width, whereas Woodlands Causeway is a big B. Yes, it's a very, very horrible. There's only like 2 lanes, I would say, for a big motorbike to actually go in, and this is me without panniers, right? I thought like one of the first like week of me owning this bike, I went into Johor and I got stuck because I thought I could go in without the panniers, but hey, was I wrong? Okay, we're gonna do a quick pit stop here just to pump petrol. I don't think we need to actually pause, like get off. I mean, we'll get off the bike, but I don't need to go to the cashier. And yeah, just do a quick pump-a-do. If you can see, if you're wondering why I have like a charger here and a charger here, it's been raining so much and I've been lazy to take out the din. So it's not working at the moment. I think I need to like dry it out and stuff before the wireless charger starts working. So I'm just, you know, I go back to old school wired technology for now, and I just want to have my phone charged because I left the house at like 70 odd percent. Yeah, and the best part about Malaysia is that all the petrol stations, at least most of it, are contactless. And then, okay, I almost got the 95 there. I don't want to be my comment section be filled up with angry Malaysians. Before we start also, because you guys are mostly going to get the view of me and the view of like the in front, I just want to show you how amazing having a top box is compared to a little side bag that I was carrying on my V2. Or is it like when I'm on video it doesn't want to suddenly open, but look at this. So I've installed the top rack to put some camping gear in the future. Oh, forgot how heavy this is, because I've installed the net for like tire repair kit, my pump. I'm gonna put a first aid, probably get some first aid later. Gonna do a little visit later. And my handy Belroy bag and my raincoat. You know, this is a bit small because I haven't found like a custom inner liner for this yet, but I am still looking. If anybody knows, please drop me a DM. But yeah, I need something that's, you know, some people say, you know, cut a yoga mat. I think my friend Shafiq told me that, yoga mat, and then put it on the side. But yeah, I want something like seamless. I'm not very DIY, and I don't think I'll do a very good job. Yeah, and then one other thing about the bike is you get a fob. It's wireless, right? And I use this. You need a bit of CPR action here, but I use this mostly to put my key. It does get lost sometimes, but because I have like things on it, it makes it easier. And I have like a helmet lock here too, makes it easier. I've already ordered new socks, my brake reservoir socks, that's on the way. I'm not looking forward to changing this to the OBU because it's a lot bigger. And we're done, right? We're done. Yeah, we've paid, we're good, and we're not running away. So Let's off to our break first spot. Just to let you guys know, we're heading to Kopi Tinggi Tanjung PI. Yeah, I've been here before. I've actually organized a breakfast ride once with a bunch of friends, and we went there, and I really liked the ride there. It's not like, it's more like B roads. You'll see soon. And yeah, you gotta have the music on. You gotta have the music on. I hope it's not been in the it's not been in the microphone. I don't think it's that loud. So you just press the button here, and then the sexy Multistrada thing comes on. Yeah, pretty much you want to set. What I do is I usually so I did like the service early, so now I'm like, I still got 1,000 more before my next service. But essentially you hold this down and then you can reset. So I will reset my trip 1 to 0 when after every fill up, and I roughly know what's my total mileage on a full tank. And then I have the gauge here instead of the number, because the number is very confusing to me. It fluctuates, you know, it depends on your riding style, so I don't like that. I only like it when it comes up when I'm on reserve, so it gives me that. But I prefer, like, I'm so used to sports bike for so many years. Okay, let's make a move and before we start delving on. But yeah, I'm so used to riding a sports bike. Like, I was riding my V2 for a good 4 years, and you know, I didn't have a fuel gauge then. So we got to make a U-turn. Oh, I remember this. So we got to make a U-turn. So I didn't have a fuel gauge then, and you know, I've gone with I've depended on the trip odometer, whatever you call it, to calculate how much fuel I have left. So on my V2, what is happening here? On my V2, you see, okay? I would generally go at about like, so the V2 has like a fake blink function, so at like anything between about 150 to 160 it blinks for a good like 5 to 10 minutes. Sometimes it remains there too, and it's a fake one. It's like a pre-warning. And then after that it disappears for like the next 20, 30, I don't know, maybe when you go all the way up to like 180 kilometers to 190 kilometers. It depends on your riding style for that fuel capacity that you filled up, right? And generally once I hit the reserve, I can go like, without being scared, 35 kilometers. Being scared, about 40 to 45 kilometers, right? Yeah. So that was where the V2 was at. But now I feel with the V4 and all the technology it has, as you can see, there's blind spot monitoring here. Are we making a U-turn soon? No? Okay. There's blind spot monitoring here, and it's really, really intuitive because it captures cars that are going faster. But if it's if it's stagnant speed, like it's not going closer to you, it doesn't blink. And if it's slowing down and it's going further, it doesn't blink. Only when it's catching up, then it blinks, right? And if you do it while trying to indicate left, it does a double blink. Maybe you'll see it, or you've seen it already, right? Okay, this is where it gets confusing for me. I didn't fuck up the last time, but I might fuck up this time. No, okay, I'm not going through this way, I'm going through the next one. So what I do is I try my best to look at these arrows here to give me a bit more clarity on where I'm going. But like, sometimes, you know, especially when I was in KL for the MotoGP, my Shopee order. Sometimes when I was in like KL and the MotoGP, the expressways are like, they're like hamburgers, right? They're like layers, and the GPS, it's not able to track what level you're at, right? Whether you're on the ground or whether you're in middle or the third one or the fourth one, I don't know. So it's not accurate, and you know, you gotta kind of know your way. I'm not sure how that's gonna be fixed in the future. Probably having like actual antennas stuck up there. That's what telcos do in like train stations. That's why if you're in Singapore and you're taking the underground train, you have phone signals for certain providers, because they actually install, I don't know what the devices are called, but pretty much like for your Wi-Fi it's like a mesh, right? Or like they put routers within the tunnels, yeah, something like that. Yeah, anyways, a bit of general knowledge there. I don't know the specifics, but I know it's done, right? I used to work in a telco before. Yeah, so that's me chit-chatting away while we made the right pathway towards our brunch spot. Oh, look at that! Look at that spot there. It's beautiful. I want to have a place like that. Sheesh. So, if you guys are thinking, why, Zach, why did I change to the Multistrada V4S? Okay. To be very, very honest, my initial thought and initial want was to change to the Multistrada Rally. Okay, if you guys don't know what that is, I'll try to pop a picture up somewhere. Yeah, that's it. And the big difference between the Rally and the base, I guess, the V4S or any Multistradas, other than, you know, most of the Multistradas are the same, but they have tire changes or fuel tank capacity changes, and then, you know, the engine difference, right? So it gets confusing. Like I never understood the Multistrada line until I got into it, right? Until I wanted to get one for myself. So with the Rally, where I was really keen, because it's a big boy, right? It's like this too. It's a big boy, but it's bigger in tank. So how I usually calculate fuel is not by per liter. Like if it gets you like 12, am I turning left? Yeah, 12 kilometers per liter or 15 kilometers per liter. I don't look at that really. What I usually, and I realize a lot of my friends or Singaporeans in general, that's how they calculate it. Like, oh, how much fuel? And then they're like, oh, mine does like 12 or 15 per kilometer. Like, I guess that's a good range too. I think, I don't know what's wrong with me, but how I do it is I look at how far it brings me for a full tank, right? So if I really wanted to know how many kilometers per liter, I just divide that amount, and then like this tank is 17 liters here, right? So and the total range I've gone the furthest on like touring mode, which I should actually change. Let's change this to touring mode. Go throttle, and voila, right? Easy as that. So that's how I do it. So on my V2, and anyone asks, I would confidently say that bike brings me 230 to 250 kilometers per hour. Hey, no, no, it does go that fast, but 230 to 250 kilometers in total on a full tank, right? I don't usually push it that far, but I know I can push it that far if I have to, especially like knowing that I love going touring and I love going out. So with this bike, because of all the technology, and I don't have to just calculate like 40 kilometers when it hits reserve, and I keep getting that when this hits reserve, it calculates for me, so it tells me like 30 kilometers, 12 kilometers, 9 kilometers, right? It counts down, but sometimes it fluctuates up and down. Okay, we're talking a little bit more about the cruise control earlier, and actually how the new Panigale V4S has cruise control on it too, but it somehow, like, the buttons doesn't even look as sexy as this. Like, it looks like, you know, sometimes Ducati, they do like what Apple does, right? They're the Apple, and then everybody else is a bit like the Android, where, you know, you get like CF Moto, for example, right? Or Kawasaki, or, you know, they've had cruise control on some of their sports bikes. You know, BMW, let's say, obviously, they had cruise control on their sports bikes, on their cruisers and all that way before. Like, I'm talking like 5-7 years already, right? And then Ducati only decides to put it on their flagship, like, sports bike now, right? I don't know if the V2 has it, the new V2. How do I feel about the new V2? I love the under-seat exhaust. I'm not a fan of the high-rise handlebars, but it's meant to be like a baby of like the Super Sport and the V2, right? Because the 959 is way gone, right? So I feel like people, okay, ooh, whoopa, whoopa. Oh, that's a lot of sand. Just doing some off-roading now. Okay, sorry, gotta keep my eye on the road too and just focus. We're 9 minutes away from the brunch spot, so I'm excited. I am excited to eat. I am hungry. But yeah, what's happening, mister? Okay, but to the talking about the Ducati Panigale V4, I am in love. I am in love with that bike. I do not care about what you think about the single-sided thing. I like it. I like it with the single-sided or with the symmetrical dual swing arm, right? I love them both, right? On this bike, I love that it's dual, right? I like its more MotoGP look, right? I've been watching MotoGP for almost 2 years now, so I'm very influenced with that look, with the Ducati look, with what Pecco and Enya rides, right? And if you saw a MotoGP bike in person and you see how the tank of a sports bike is to be able to last that 22 laps, you know, or 20 laps around Sepang. I'm not saying that the consumer bike is going to do that big, but they're generally a lot slimmer and a lot longer compared to the consumer one. If you're looking at like the 2022, 2024, 2023, sorry, going backwards, Panigale, they're a lot more compact and close, right? They look nicer, right? In that sense. But I just love, I love the red wings, how it's integrated. I don't mind. I'm looking forward, like I think the most exciting thing for me was when they had the Ducati Bike Week and they had over 15 to 20 of the same motorbikes with the full R-Cross system exhaust, and all the MotoGP riders, including SBK riders, all the Ducati riders, whether you're SBK or MotoGP, were on it, and they were all racing it. And obviously Pecco was still won, but you can see number 2, number 3, and yeah, number 2 and number 3 was the SBK rider, because they're more used to riding consumer bikes. But you know, Pecco is still being Pecco, whether it's MotoGP or consumer bike, he's still number 1. Okay, maybe not now, not as of yesterday. Yeah, that race was the most exciting for me. If I was like a hit, ouch. Okay, I'm gonna go in front of this car because it's showing slow to me. If I was a headhunter, right, that's where I would go. I would see that, because every single bike is the same. Every single bike is the same. You know, there's no, like, they don't have that suspension. You can see, like, the suspension, they're just bouncing off. They don't, like me right now, they don't have that kind of technology like the MotoGP bikes has. They almost, I would say, but like, you know, the ride, what do they call it, ride height, or like before they launch, they bring the suspension down and all that kind of shit. I mean, yeah, and then they also have the link braking. They also have the link braking that's happening. I don't know how I feel about that. When I asked, I didn't check the specs, but when I asked a Ducati salesperson, they mentioned that you can't really switch it off. Like if you press on the front brake, the rear brake will automatically go on too. I don't know how I feel about that yet, because it's new technology to me. I haven't tried it out. So I think it would be really good for like newbies like myself who goes on the track and like, oh, we don't want to touch the rear, we just want to touch the front. Yeah. I've been really enjoying this. Like I wanted to call this like self-bike therapy, but then again, I don't agree that motorbikes should be therapy, because you shouldn't be angry or frustrated and going on your motorbike, you know what I mean? But like maybe like bike maintenance, mental maintenance therapy. So like if you're in like a good place, then you just like keep yourself in a good place, you know what I mean? Yeah. So these are like the B roads here. This is what I enjoy. Oppa, oppa, oppa. Oh, okay. So also a little shout out to Scorpio Electric for handing out tons and tons of merch. Right? I think she thinks I'm crazy because I'm just like talking to myself like this with all these hand gestures. But thank you to Scorpio Electric for all the merch. Unfortunately, this is the only one that fits me. The rest doesn't fit me, so I gave it away to my buddies who, you know, helped me out with this Multistrada purchase as a little thank you. Shout out to Jun Liang, shout out to Naeem, both of you, thank you so much. You know, checking out all the specs, because they both also ride the Multistrada V4S. One of them is the same as me, like the travel radar, and the other I think might be the full with the Acra pipe. I think so, yeah. But both great guys. They did give other merch also. Go check out their website. They are selling this. You check out the back later. I don't know if you got to see the back at the petrol station, but the last time I saw, I mean, if you guys saw my Bali videos, go back there. Remember we saw that accident? We caught it too. Yeah, not too fond of anything similar today, and plus I'm riding alone. So okay, I wanted to touch base on that. So because I was talking about like the rally and how like I really enjoy, you know, riding with friends. Today is one of those days that is very, very rare that I am riding by myself. I think we should be, oh, it's just slightly more in front. I'm riding by myself because, you know, I'm just having a me day. There we go, Kopi Tenge. There we go. Oh my god, is it closed? No, it's okay. I don't mind, because I kind of want to go elsewhere too on a certain time, but I didn't know it was going to be closed. Oh no, it's okay. Let's take a little break and keep my passport, because I don't want it on my at least we know now it's tarmac, it's not sand anymore. Yeah. Okay, let me just take a pause. I'll catch you guys in a bit. Oh. Okay, so that was, I think, my fault, because when I looked at the GPS now, it does say it's closed, but earlier on I don't recall, maybe I missed it out. But anyways, I've put a new location. It's about 57 minutes away. I am starving, but it's okay. It's a favorite, one of my favorite places. It's a Nasi Kanda Marwa. But you know, it's a monkey. If we find, you know, something else on the way, I don't mind. Hello monkey. Bye bye monkey. Let me close mine. So yeah, if we find something else on the way, like something like this, Mi Bandung, I'm not a Mi Bandung kind of guy, but that was unfortunate. I was really looking forward, you know, to that. Like, I went through the Tuas checkpoint too because of that, because of this shop here. But it's okay. It's like my second attempt. The first attempt was, I think, for my birthday. I wanted to come down here for like breakfast, and then it was raining really heavily on the Tuas side, so I just ended up going through the Causeway Woodland side. But yeah, it's okay. It's not meant to be. Maybe I'll arrange like another breakfast ride to come here on the weekend. We'll see how it goes. I was really looking forward to like the coffee and the bread, and the keropok leko is my favorite there. They do a really good keropok leko. But it's okay. Let's stop. Let's see, nothing here. I'm sure there are like food places here to eat too, but like I'm just not familiar. Oh my god, I just realized like on touring mode it's a bit different. The power is not as powerful as urban. Like urban has a bit more torquey low end, but with touring it's more like chill, more, how do I say, gradual power output. I was also thinking of doing like a bit of a drone shot somewhere, because my lovely friends got a drone for me for my birthday. Yeah, so I thought, you know, maybe one of the forested areas I could just do a quick drone shot. But I feel like right now I feel a little bit like intimidated to be doing it, like stopping and then having my drone fly out. I'm not very confident doing something like that with like traffic, like unless I find like a good spot. Something like that would be really cool, I think. We'll see. This kind of like little, I won't consider this B road, so I would consider this B road. It's probably like a Y road or a Z road. Oh, that's a Y road, a Z road. And I can't remember what I learned in the army anymore, so I've got to refresh my memory and read all the handbooks they gave us, the types of roads they are, and map reading and stuff like that. But yeah, I gotta find like a spot, like a nice spot. But I don't think I'll find a spot if I keep going on roads like this. Now I'm thinking I might just go straight to the mall instead of my nasi kanda place, just so that I can get my bike wash. And I did enjoy the ride though. I did enjoy the ride, just so I can get my bike washed and like maybe catch Gladiator. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I think let's do that. Yeah, let me just change. I don't know if I can make it. I'll try. I think I can. Oh, what is that? Oh, what is that? Why are you just resting on the road here, buddy? Berhenti. Alright, berhenti. There we go. Okay, I think I'll rechange my GPS location once I find a cool spot to do a drone. Oh, that would have been a cool shot. But the thing is, I don't want it to go up on the road. Like, I kind of like where like that kind of space where the restaurant was just now. That would have been cool, but it was just like bare. There was no greenery there. So like something like this would be cool, but I don't know if I have the like I don't have like dual purpose tires, and the bike's pretty heavy, so, and I'm all by myself. Let's see. Oh, this would be a really nice spot actually. God damn. Like we
Circle.
Alright, unfortunately, it's trying to ride my drone here, but it's not a fly zone. So I checked it out and it was not, yeah, it's not really a fly zone, unfortunately. So it's okay, we tried, we'll do it again next time. A lot of failures today. I guess I need to do a bit more research before trying my best to try my best to do stuff. That's okay. We're gonna try to do a U-turn. I don't think we'll do any off-roading today, but I don't think it's gonna be difficult. It's just I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. And the bike needs a wash, so might as well do a little bit of, just a little bit, just like this, a wee bit. Alright, we'll have more fun next time. So I'm also trying to see like what else is there to share with you guys about the Multistrada V4S. Okay, so this one is a 2021 model. It has the little like fan. Oh my god, this is huge. Oh, but it's kind of nice swamp. Yeah. It has a fan here to cool off your phone. I don't think it's the best, but it helps. And I guess a lot of the other reviews I see, they sort of leave the lid open so that the air can go in. I've spoken about the blind spot monitoring. I've spoken about, okay, so the cruise control, right? There's cruise control and then there's adaptive cruise control, right? So what this adaptive cruise control does is, like, if I set it to 90 like now, right, to 90 kilometers per hour, let's see if I can do an example, right? Okay, I'll switch it off. Oh wait, it's a 80 kilometers zone. Just take it easy first. But there's just a ton of amazing tech on this bike. And look at this, guys. Like, it's so easy. Just one finger down, I get more width. One finger up, and you know, I get a touring windshield, right? I don't want anything higher than this because I'm generally riding most of the time in a very hot climate country. So this is good enough, and if I really wanted to go like faster, I can just tuck and hide behind the windshield. Easy fix, right? Hope he's okay. Oh yeah, there's also heated grips, right? I always say, like, why do you need heated grips in, you know, Singapore for, or in Malaysia for, or like, you know, at most you use it in like in Genting or in Cameron Highlands, right? But once you have it, it's one of those things where once you have it, you don't want to let it go, you know what I mean? Because it keeps you really toasty in like rainy weathers, especially like now, November hitting December. It's our, you know, countries in the equator, it's our winter where it's just like raining and raining and raining. So it's nice to have when you're like in the rain. I was riding up to Desaru the other day. I got like a bridge like this towards Desaru, and it was just pouring. It was pouring, and having that heated grips just made it a lot more comfy, you know. And not forgetting the heated seat. The thing about the heated seat is you can't tell straight away that it's working. It doesn't come in because you have the heat coming out of the engine, and you have the heat just in general because you're wearing long pants, and again, we live in a hot country, right? I live in a hot country. So it comes in, and you realize it is when you don't get cold, when you feel like you're supposed to be cold now and you're not cold. And for both the heated grips and heated seat, there's 3 levels, except for the pillion. No, pillion has 3 too. So the pillion, the beautiful thing about the pillion the pillion seat is, your pillion has the control to choose what temperature they want, or even just to switch it on and off. So there's a little like switch behind my back here, right? There's a little switch behind my back here where the pillion can just reach down to where you would imagine your butt crack will be, right? And then you can just like toggle between left, middle and right to switch it on, right? So it's like either like low, medium or high, right? I think the back one has medium too. It's like I gotta switch it on, or maybe, let's see. Okay, and then right is low, and then left. Oh, okay. So it's only low and medium. It's only, or like, yeah, there's no high, because high has like 3 arrows on it. Oh my god, there's so many containers. So like, yeah, so there's the heated seat, right? And I just want to give a shout out to Ash, a very, very nice guy, Ash. He is actually the previous owner of this Multistrada V4S. Want to just send him lots of love in this video. You know, he knows why, our friends knows why. But yeah, Ash, if you're watching this, again, I hope you surround yourself with good company, with good friends, smiling all the time, laughing all the time, and just to, you know, keep you distracted at this really hard time of your life. And again, if you ever need company, if you want to hang out, grab a kopi, you know, or a meal, I'm more than happy to do that whenever you are free. Just a shout out to my main man Ash, who's done a beautiful job on this bike. I've done completely nothing to this bike since I've got it, other than that sticker you see there, the top box, which was also another shout out, top box done by Tanway Motorcycles, who I bought this motorbike from. It's the second-hand dealership where they deal with a lot of big bikes, a lot of small bikes, and a lot of Ducatis. So Eric and Russell, who were my salespeople, who facilitated my purchase with such ease, they topped up the top box for me. I added up the top rack, and also brand new set of wheels, right? Because the Multistrada, they come in the Scorpion Pirelli stock, and Ash has done a good job in riding it up to, you know, pretty far up north, further than I've ever been, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, the Tanways put on new Motec Metzilla tires, if I'm not wrong. I'm not too familiar with that space, but hey, we have a rider here. Nice guys, nice guys. I'm just enjoying this ride, even though it's not really hot, it's not raining. I'm just enjoying chatting and sharing with you guys life updates and how amazing this Multistrada is. So maybe to put in context why I got it also is because I live in Singapore, and I feel, and from the V2, the big change, that I was worried of getting a bike that has more comfort was a bike that has less power, right? I love the V2 engine, right? I love the torque in it, I love the top speed, I love how fast it could go. But as life happens, things change. You know, I would say I dragged out owning the V2 for at least a year because I really wanted to go on track. Unfortunately, life, right? And things like starting my own business, moving to a new place, Those are the things that required some you know, planning, and I just had to pause the whole idea of going to the track at the moment, right? And in my mind I was like, you know what, I've not tracked before too, and tracking on the V2, I don't know how I'm going to be, but I really want to track on the V2, maybe in the future. You know, I've not got the whole set of like suit yet. I have obviously just a helmet. I don't have track gloves, I don't have track book set, things that all I want to get in the future once I go track. Whether or not I want to track on the V4, I think I might just have to, like if it happens in next year, because you know, I'm not planning on purchasing another sports bike anytime soon, but I might just like end up renting a bike to go to the tracks, right? So I wanted to keep the same power as the V2, and funny enough, the horsepower between the V2 and this, even though this is a V4, yeah, I'm also trying to focus on making sure like all this like construction is not going to mess me up. They're not that far apart, and obviously because of like the aerodynamics, the tuning, the general idea of a sports bike and a touring bike, this would not probably beat a V2 on the track. But when it comes to life, I'm smiling all day every day with a grin on my face. I know you can't see it, but I should put a sticker here with a smile right here. And you know, with running around with Kida is my business. I run a Google Ads business. With running with a new place, running up and down Singapore, even though Singapore is not huge, but having this top box is a lifesaver. You have no idea, right? And I think with the V2, even though all that is very much capable, and I've been doing that for the past 4 years, it's more of like the mental resilience I needed to keep riding the V2 and do all of that. So what are some of the plans I have for the V4? Okay, so I'm definitely looking, you can see here there's a missing spot here. I'm definitely looking for a CarPlay unit, or they call it a riding screen. I forgot what it's called now, but essentially a screen that AirPlays my phone, so that I can still charge my phone when I want to, but I don't always have to have it here. And it's a bigger screen for navigation, for Spotify, for weather, maybe even like, I don't know, I've been checking out this new app called Riser that's partnered with Cardo, and it looks really oh, that looks like a nice road. It looks really promising in terms of like planning out routes for rides and stuff. So that's one of the plans. So I'm on the lookout. I'm on the lookout for one of those. I think definitely adding on fog lights. It's in the plan. I think I'll just probably set like a pair and have that like angled in a way where, you know, it's good for touring, and then maybe have it interchange with yellow lens if I really need to, for like rain and fog. But that doesn't happen a lot in Singapore and Malaysia, so I don't really need 2 pairs. I'll see. But the words, mostly everybody is about the Nelly. The Lone Ranger one, I think hits the spot for me, hits the G spot, but the price does not hit any spot for me. It's insane. But it does everything you need it to do. Interchangeable, like you don't have to manually change the lens. It does integrate really well with the BMWs. It has that technology where it fits with the control system. I wish more partners start doing that with Ducati. However, Ducati's Ducati Connect and the map inside, it's not something I would comment on at this moment. I have been considering putting like bags on the left, bags on the right, because most of the time I don't have panniers. So having bags on the left, like little pouch bags to put my tire repair kit, to put my pump, and I'm also like, after, again, thank you DOCS for organizing. Again, I'm cruise controlling, right? So it's just following the car in front, for organizing the SCDF life-saving, not really a course, but you know, a refresher for, or like a learning, very basic reminder of like, if something might have happened on the road here on the left, I could actually help save someone's life, right? With CPR, or if you're in Singapore, you know, there's a lot of what do you call it, that unit, I guess I didn't listen very well in class, but that unit, the defibrillator, where it essentially shocks your heart. And a few learning tips I got from that class is that, firstly, if you want to put that, is it called AED device on someone, if the person's below 20 kilos, that's a no-go, right? You gotta change it up. You gotta put less power, right? That's one thing. If the person is wet, like sweaty, or from rainwater and the ground's wet, try to dry and damp, like take all the moisture out. The third thing, which I found a little bit funny, was if that person has a very hairy chest. I would have never thought of that. Nick is the one that told me that, with a very funny story. But yes, that's also another point to take note of. But yeah, just now I'm actually on the way to MidValley to grab lunch, to wash my bike. It's such a great mall. That mall is made for us Singaporeans. It's so convenient. The moment you get out of Woodlands checkpoint, you turn right, and then you go on the expressway, and then you exit the expressway, it goes straight to the car park area. It's a little bit confusing for bikers. For cars, it's a lot more. It's a lot easier. But I'll show you guys where's the best entrance, and I'll show you where I go to wash my bike in MidValley, because a lot of the bike places where we get our bikes washed, we usually gotta like chill there for a while, or we gotta take the Grab to the closest mall. But this one's in the mall, and they do a really good job. I always deal with the guy called Zaid. Very nice guy, always do a fantastic job. They clean the chain too. I've not got my panniers on, so I didn't ask them to like clean my panniers, but I probably asked them to do a little wipe down on the boot exterior. Yeah, I see cars looking at me when I do all these hand gestures. I should probably stop. But I'm also thinking of checking out Gladiator, which is the new movie. I've always loved that bridge. I've always wanted to do a photo shoot on that bridge. Okay, so this is the one thing of adaptive cruise control, right? It self-brakes, right? My hands are off. It self-brakes. It's like a Tesla on two wheels. Unfortunately, it doesn't have like this model doesn't have it has a radar on the back, but that's for the blind spot. It doesn't really detect like if the car's too close. But I heard, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but I heard in the newer 2025 model of the Multistrada, there will be a little signal at the bottom here that blinks, that tells you there's someone that's too close. I would be really interested to try that out and to take a video for you guys to see how it works. But essentially, I'll show you guys right now. I'm putting out cruise control right now, 89. There's a car in front. My hands are off the throttle, right? It's off the throttle and it's controlling itself. It's controlling its speed based on the car in front. right? As long as I don't change lanes. If I do change lanes, it will pick up the speed, right? It's picking up now, picking it up. Can you hear that? That's insane. And then I can bring it up, and if I hold it, it goes up by 5, sorry, by 5. If I tap it, it goes up by 1. Same thing if I go down. It's just insane. The funny thing is, I've been around multi owners for so long, but no one's actually shared this amazing function that they had. And I wish they had this on the V2 or, you know, past Ducati bikes. So we're gonna arrive at our location soon. I'm probably gonna end this session of the vlog as of like after I get to the mall, after I show you guys. I won't do any like vlogging in the mall itself, unfortunately. It's not gonna be very interesting, but I'm just gonna get my hair cut, you know. I'm going to grab lunch and perhaps try to catch Gladiator in the Aurum Theatre, in the Gita, what is it called? Getha Theatre, where, if you guys are familiar with Gold Class and you think Gold Class is like, there, this Aurum Theatre is like there. They give you a bed. They give you, I'm not even kidding, they give you a bed. Go Google that shit, right? GSC Theatres by Getha, and I think Getha or something like that. It starts with a G, right? And the price point, it is pricey, but it's still cheaper than what you would pay for a similar experience in Singapore. And you can't get a similar experience in Singapore. But okay, the battery on the 360 is not done, so I'm going to switch it off now and I'm going to end the vlog. So I'm going to say goodbye. I don't know if the 360 is going to work, but goodbye to both cameras. And thank you guys for listening to me talk all day every day, and I hope I can do more vlogs for you guys really soon. See ya. Ciao. Alright, for those of you who are wondering how to get to the bike wash, so this is the expressway you will get on when you exit right off the Causeway checkpoint. Once you turn right, instead of going towards B point, you get on this and then filter here. This is what it's called over here, and then you'll see Doggo, which is like, I guess, the capital land or far east of Malaysia, if I'm not wrong. Oh no, I think it's like a Marks and Spencer's equivalent. You can't go down here. So the annoying thing is you gotta make a big of a round, and then you gotta go on the left side of the building. So there's a few, I'll show you guys right now, right? So this is how you do it. You're surprised, if you're surprised that my GoPro is alive and my Insta360 is not, it's only because I have extra batteries for my GoPro, which I switched out at the drone area earlier, and I don't have extra for my 360, unfortunately. I've only had one. So okay, so yes, you can go down here. So what happens is you go down here. Oh, usually you can't turn left. Usually you can't turn left here, but today it might be a possibility. So it's a squeeze. It's a squeeze. Okay, you can, but it's a bit of a squeeze. So usually what I'll do is I go in there, then I make a similar route. So I'll go over here, and then you're just making the same circumference that you would. I would actually prefer the outside, actually, because there's not as many humps. Oh, this one actually, for some reason, loosen up. I was talking about the battery and it got affected. I swear, if this bike wash is closed today, I am going to be pissed. Yeah, I would not go inside here anymore. I'll just do the outside round. and then come in from here. So where you see that grab bag, you would enter from here, and it's only for bikers, like the entrance here. Alright, Mr. Zaid, let's go. Alright, so it's gonna be a bit of... So the only like tricky part about this place is the entrance, especially like a V4 like this. Oh my god, it's a bit of a challenge. Oh yeah. Hey bro, hey. Oh, Adam. All right.